25.1 is going to be, the season starts here. The season starts at Mayhem. An unknown guest.
Unknown guest. I don't know who that guest is.
Who that going to be, man?
I don't know who it's going to be.
Okay.
I bet that guest is on like a day-by-day basis. This episode is brought to you by Whoop. Whoop is a 24/7 health and fitness wearable that tracks your daily activity and gives detailed breakdowns of your sleep, recovery, stress, and more to help provide you with personalized insights and feedback on your health. With 140 trackable daily habits, Whoop can help show the positives and negatives of your lifestyle. Try Whoop for 1 month free and start the journey towards a healthier you. Head to join.whoop.com/mayhem to get started. We're on. Rolling. Nothing to talk about?
Happy day, boys. There's a lot to talk about.
We're
Headline news, man. 25.1 is going to be, the season starts here. The season starts at Mayhem. 25.1 is going to be.
You didn't like that tagline.
I didn't like the carryover.
Oh.
We can talk about it here if we want to, but I think me and Scott are going to go toe-to-toe on this.
I think so. Scott's
Irrelevant. But for 25.1, the season does start here.
Season does start here.
Literally.
And the in-person qualifying event season starts here as well. So technically,
that's correct. Later in the year.
Season starts here.
And the season
Stays
continues here.
Right?
But
Yeah.
no, but it starts here. Both sections start here.
Yeah.
You're gonna ruin it for the audience. You're gonna get into debate.
Everybody knows.
No, but I'm just saying, like, now
Debates-
they're gonna debate it instead of just hanging
Debates
out
are
loving
good.
the tagline.
Debates are good for the algorithm.
Okay, let's do this. Fine. Instead of getting excited about
We had a meeting
25.1.
talking about just stuff for marketing, and the season starts here. And so we were like, perfect. It works for the open, and it works for the in-person qualifying event because technically it starts here. And Rory
Yeah.
just did not like it.
Why not? Too cheesy or what?
It does start here, but then it either restarts or like
Oh,
it doesn't
you're-
start again.
Okay, you're saying what I'm. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I'm saying what you're saying.
Yeah.
Scott gave me one of his just like Asperger's goes hard into me, you know, and
I just think
and
you
listen,
were taking
and
it too
I
literally.
didn't upset me. I rolled over, right? Like I didn't want to argue about it. I'm just saying literally.
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
start here
Okay.
twice.
It's not.
I think-
Yeah. I see that. But,
Scott said
but
that would be the same thing as thinking that the audience is going to say that we think that they're literally going to go into a storm when we say into the storm. That's a bit of a leap.
I think he was upset that I came up with that phrase.
I think so, too.
He
can't
couldn't
take
think of
credit for
anything better, so he wanted to take credit for something else.
Uh-huh.
That's my thought.
I think it's good.
Hey, how about Rich not leaking the open announcement though until it actually came out? That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
That is good.
I got a lot of other stuff to leak right now, though.
Gross.
But I guess we won't.
I didn't need to hear that. Gross.
You'd want to know this.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Scott knows a little bit of
Now
it.
I have to wait an hour and a half to hear.
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, that's right.
I feel like you whispered about it yesterday a little bit. You gave me the high. Did you give me the high point?
I gave you the high point.
Okay.
Big
Let's talk about 25.1. I actually, funny enough, I think I'm like a CrossFit historian, but somebody was asking you, maybe Scott, there's never actually been an open announcement, like a true one at Mayhem.
Mayhem, no.
No.
This will be the first.
So that's exciting. Austin Hatfield, Roman Krennikov, Haley Adams, and then
Unknown guest.
an unknown guest.
Unknown guest. I don't know who that guest is.
Who that going to be,
I don't
man?
know who it's going to be.
Okay.
I bet that guest is on like a day-by-day basis.
That guest is waiting to see if there's pistols in the workout.
No, it's not even waiting to see if what the workout is. It's waiting to see
The body.
what the guest's body
you feel
feels
up?
like,
Yep.
the day or two before.
Wake up and have a good knee day.
Yeah. Shoulder day or back day
Yeah.
or hip day,
Hopefully all of the
neck
above.
day,
Man, there's a dose of reality.
Mm-hmm.
But it will be cool. I think it'd be really cool for our members.
It's
we're
gonna
gonna
be fun.
we're gonna open up the doors, let people come. Right?
Come for free.
Oh, it's gonna be
TBD.
wild.
Let's let Josh. Okay.
For free.
Well, no, not that
I'm
part,
just
but like how many people?
Oh,
we
yeah, I
like,
don't know what-
Don't make your plans yet. Like our members will probably be able to
Email.
obviously have first right of refusal.
Yeah.
There's a
members-
fire code.
First right. Do what? Yeah.
There's a fire code.
Yeah.
1200?
1,200.
Yeah.
And
a lot
then
of people
potentially
potentially.
we'll do Friday Night Lights on Thursday, so that if you're there,
Hey, let
might
the
as well
party
do the
roll
workout.
on, right?
Yeah.
Talked about maybe doing a community broadcast after. It's up to Scott. Scott's the key to the marketing or to the media.
Don't put that on me.
Hey, I said there was some banter about whether or not we should do that or keep the tips and tricks.
People are
or
gonna
just roll it straight over onto our channel.
people are gonna
and-
think I hate the average CrossFitter.
And
if
Scott,
if we
well,
don't
why
have
not
to.
be honest
all I
with them?
said was, hey, no, it's a logistics thing, you know, like it's a, hey, we want to put out some quality content for you guys, so we would like to have it a little bit more polished, but if we think that it'll look good just to roll it straight over from the floor, I don't know. We don't know. We're gonna
I
talk
kind
about
of want to test. So if we go straight to a live podcast, like post
it.
show
Like a
kind of,
post-show table.
it'll be a good test for
That'd
the
be good.
classic because we're planning on doing that at the classic. So it'll be like a dry run.
Nice. And then let people be working out behind us in the background.
Maybe not. I don't know. I think the audio might suck if we do that.
Yeah, you're probably right. No, we didn't do that for semifinals. What did we do that with Boz? When they announced the quarterfinals.
We did a show like after the games in 23 with that loud ass tent and stuff. Like these mics are good enough to, or we could be somewhere like strategic where you can at least see what's happening. Strategery.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll talk about it. It's in beta right now.
I see you brought your laundry with you. Is this
This is the film.
throw that on
Gonna
the
film after you film.
Oh, okay, and a
Yeah,
banana.
film after I film. The banana's because I know I'm going to be here at least until 2:00 in the afternoon.
I love what you guys do with the hunt workouts, by the way. Like we turn that mountain up, so like show a label. You guys do a great job of product placement. We should do that on this set.
Well, it's for Conquer 90.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
the
That's
whole
right.
basically 90 days is 90 weeks. 90 days is sponsored by
Still looks
Yeah,
looks
good.
slick.
Yeah.
Good high five. for
subliminal
those guys.
messaging.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So open announcement, we be bitching. What do you guys?
Well, I had to get the mic to pick it up, so maybe the camera would pick it up. Isn't that how it works?
I don't know that it ties in or doesn't, but dude, you were on fire in Berlin, and the one clip that you guys posted so far, I thought was awesome. I would love to know the context.
Well, context is we went to Barcelona, if you're local.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we learned is if you're local, you say Barcelona, but you can't like emphasize the TH too much, you know?
That's if you're a Spanish speaker from Spain. That's all your There's a bunch of
it's Catalonia,
Okay.
Catalonian. I don't know. So we went to
Like-
Barcelona. We did some stuff with Hustle Up and went to some gyms to kind of launch the Espanol, Portuguese, and French on WhatsApp. Jeez, I'm also. It's technically for my body right now. It's like midnight. Not really, but we're jet lagged.
Yeah, you're jet
But
lagged. I'll give you some.
so we did
grace.
Hustle Up, hung out with Hustle Up, and we did some mini train with riches. Basically, we'd work out, we'd talk a little bit, do some Q&A, and then work out again, and just smash people. But awesome community. We went to Barcelona, 2 there, did 2 in Versailles, and then we went to Coaches Congress. And what did we figure it up, Scott? It was like 10 total sessions, I guess, with between all of that.
Yeah, it was like 8 seminars, if you call it, with the workout, and then the keynote and the Q&A.
Yeah. And so, just from showing up at these gyms and like, you just almost like get re-energized by CrossFit, right? Like we see it here in Cookeville, how awesome it is, but you just don't know outside what's going on. You read stuff, you see stuff, you like, WFP, everybody hates CrossFit, blah, 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 CrossFit HQ with, just
What's better, High
what's-
Rocks or CrossFit?
what's going
These
on.
reps
Like you just
suck.
get like, oh man, maybe it is, maybe we are hurting or whatever. But then, man, you get to some of these places and it's awesome. People are fired up. They're fired up to work out. They're fired up about CrossFit. They're fired up about the methodology, the community, all of it. And so you just kind of like get. It was good. It was awesome. As exhausted as we were, and as exhausting as it is for me to get out there and just, I'm not get in front of you. I don't like attention, contrary to popular belief. And so like it's draining. But man, just having the community just kind of give you something back, and then like. Obviously, the common denominator in every single Q&A we had or discussion we had with people or one-on-one with people, it was, what's going on with CrossFit? Whoa, what do you think? What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. So, like Scott said, I would speak to it a little bit in these breakouts or whatever, smaller sessions. And then when we went to Coaches Congress, we would work out in the morning. There was a 6 and 7. Christy and Jake did an incredible job running classes. I'd show up between the 6 and the 7, take a bunch of pictures with the first group, and then I'd work out with the second group. And then Saturday,
Second group was bummed. Or sorry, first group was bummed.
Yeah,
They were like, I got a
I
picture, but
couldn't.
no work.
5 a.m. It was messed up. So I was trashed from traveling. One day from France we stayed up till like 1 because they don't eat dinner till 11:30 at night.
We got to Paris the night before, and then we were there for one day. We had 2 seminars and like a 4-hour dinner.
Yep. And so we went to bed at like 1 a.m.
We had to fly early the next morning.
Left Versailles to go to the airport at 6 a.m. And so I was just trashed. And so Saturday, I'm thinking, all right, Q&A. I told him, hey, let's do Q&As the whole time, me and Facundo. I'm just way better at wanting to know what the crowd wants to know. I like talking to people versus like sitting up here and giving
Talking
you like I'm just not. That's just not my. It's not my. Not what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so 20 minutes before, Scott, 20, 30, Facundo goes, hey, we're actually supposed to give a talk on how to
I heard this.
create competitors. You got to be kidding me. And so luckily it was me and Facundo. So I sit there and I'm on my note at lunch, just trying to at breakfast, I guess, and just trying to make up stuff.
Just 10 seconds. Come to Cookville.
Yeah. Right. That was it. So my plan was like, all right, I'll get up there and speak for like 15 minutes and then take Q&A for 45. And what I ended up speaking 40 minutes or something like that.
Nice.
Which was that's the longest I've ever gotten in front of a group and spoken on one topic. And so, man, it was fun. It was great. It felt good. Whether people were actually listening or not, I don't know, but it felt, like people were engaged and you could, people were writing stuff down. So it makes you feel important, And so I took questions and then Jake, which surprisingly, hats off to Jake. Josh was supposed to come. Katie had some back stuff going on, so he didn't come. So Jake ran they had like a mock, they had a floor, a CrossFit floor, like with equipment and stuff. And so he was basically running a practical where he would run a class, and it was like how to run an efficient class, right? So I came out there and helped him so he wasn't by himself, and also worked out with the group, but we would talk while we were kind of like running through the warm-up stuff. He did a great job. I was actually surprised, because we call him a logistics locker. He actually did a really good job. So him and Christy did awesome. So we did all that on Saturday. Sunday, almost the same thing, minus it was flip-flopped, and I ended the whole coaches congress with a Q&A. And so I set all this up to tell you, like, I just went ahead and got that question out of the way because I knew it was coming. So I just kind of like started it off with, hey man, or, hey, we've been to all these different countries and been here, and CrossFit community is okay. Like we're good. Just keep doing what you're doing, being who you are, because it really is. And as lame and cliche as it sounds, the community is what it's about. And it's still alive and well. And so, it was awesome. And Coaches Congress, it was really cool. You just don't know what to expect. You're
it's an impressive event, right?
They're awesome, blah, blah, blah. It's awesome. I promise you'll get something out of it. And you really will. It was, man, Heinrich and the team and everybody, it was awesome. And just being in Europe and meeting people, and it was, you come back and you're like, all right, cool. Let's get to work and figure out how to fix this thing. And so I don't know how to fix it, other than just keep doing what you're doing. And, if you're listening to this and you own a CrossFit gym, just, keep changing lives and keep, affecting people's lives in a positive manner, because that's what matters. And that's what's going to,
100%,
carry us on. So Mountain Ops has combined my two biggest passions, fitness and the outdoors, as well as sourcing quality ingredients. Mountain Ops Supplements has helped me get the most out of my training sessions in and out of the gym. If you want to start taking your results seriously, I've put together a bundle of Mountain Ops products. New and returning customers save 20% on their purchase when you visit mountainops.com and use the code Froning. That's MTNOPS.com, code FRONING. When it comes to your health, some of the most important factors are the ones that you can't see in the mirror. Bloke specializes in men's health, helping you identify and fix the things that might be holding you back from optimizing your health. So regular blood testing is critical for staying proactive. Luckily for you, our friends at Blokes are here to make things easier than ever. Blokes doesn't give results with no solutions. They offer personalized solutions that fit your life, and they make the whole process simple and accessible. I get my blood labs taken at CrossFit Mayhem or in the comfort of my own home. If you're serious about taking control of your total health, not just your workouts, head over to blokes.co and take the first step. Use the code FRONINGPOD, all one word, to enjoy 50% off of all your labs.
I think we said it on previous podcasts too, but one big thing I think is to stay offline and stay in the gym.
Yeah.
You go online and you're right.
Oh,
There's
well,
so much noise.
it's a society thing at this point. Like everybody
For
wants
sure.
to fight and everybody wants to like have their opinion heard and just try to, granted, hell, that's what we're doing right now, but that's the nature of the beast. But it's a little bit different, I feel like, on long form because we can actually talk out our opinions and collect your thoughts and, sometimes say stupid stuff anyway. But, online with just comments or on X or on Instagram, it's like, man, it's such a, like, negativity for no reason, right? Like, you can't make a joke. You can't have fun. And it's just like, it gets frustrating if you get caught down that rabbit hole, right? Like we've all had that conversation where it's like, it's not just in CrossFit, man. It's a society thing. And it's like, it's like, let's, you're not right. I'm not right. Maybe there's a combination of both of us that are right.
For sure. And I guess what I'm trying to say too is when you're super inside of baseball, like we've been around this thing, all of us for,
long time.
Angelo grew up in it. We've been around it for almost 20 years.
Hey, I actually used you in the couple times, right? In my talks.
Oh, so.
Just on how to ruin athletes, basically. No, we kept getting the young athlete question when to let them lift. And I was like, we made Angelo use 40 kilos because I had to speak in European, for like a year and a half.
That's still what I tell people is I tell them I used to, and this was not that you guys forced me to do this, but probably put the mindset in me. I would wake up before school. I would do the Bergener warm-up in front of a mirror with a broomstick.
That's
every
awesome.
morning.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. I would do,
Dude,
clean deadlifts.
That's why I told him, I said, that's why
pulls.
Angelo's technique is so good, but his shoulder mobility sucks.
Yeah. I for sure, if you go back and you watch any videos from when I used to lift back in the day before my shoulder mobility got so bad, but it really is.
That was from all you, like, year you took off and just did a shit ton of bodybuilding? Or
I just think it was a genetic thing. I think it was more of a genetic thing that I built during that time.
No, you can outrun genetics.
Yeah. But yeah, that for sure. I mean, that it helped, and then that helped a lot. And I probably could have, even gotten more out of even doing it longer, possibly. But I do think there's like a time where you're like, you almost have to keep it fun. Like, it's just for anybody in a class. Like, you got to keep it fun a little bit. Like, there's a line to draw about, like, hey, we're going to make it. But I was going to be competitive. I wanted to be competitive and wanted to be an athlete, so that's different. But if you have somebody that comes in, and this was always my rule as a coach, if that person is coming in and they're trying their best and they're mostly safe almost all the time, like, I'm going to give them that 10% of time where they can, like, go for it and, like, have fun. Because if you just, like, no, choke them back, they're going to be like, hey, dude, see you later. I'm going to go to the gym down the street. Yeah. Even though you're helping them, and they kind of probably know it too, but you got to let them breathe sometimes. But it was different, like, me wanting to be an athlete, I think. And I think especially for, like, I mean, I was a teenager, but, like, if you get somebody who's, like, in their 20s who kind of has somewhat together, knows what's happening, like, you could probably choke them back for a little while. Yeah. And it really end up
like that you keep saying choke them back.
and really help them out and help them out whether they like it or not.
It's funny. Literally yesterday, I was watching, I think, Old Mayhem Classic from 2020, and it kicked me to like the auto. I wasn't paying attention. Kicked me to another video, and it was you guys doing snatch knockout. Oh, it was you two, Dre, and Palladino.
Nick Palladino.
Yeah. It was fun to watch, man. And it was just Dre had just put the camera somewhere and just like let it roll.
Like, it's just nonsense.
Yeah,
I had like the biggest. My hand was like soaked in blood.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw you walking over to Rich and being like, pointing at it, and Rich just not paying attention.
Yeah, because they're about to do another set of 10. Boo-boo. I'm like, I'm out of here.
I'm out. We used to do that with double unders. That's how we got good at double unders too.
Just
early,
just like set. You do a set,
and then until somebody was out, and then you just try to last man standing. And
I always like the conga line.
We used to do conga line a lot. Yeah,
load a bar and everyone hits a rep. Just conga line it.
Yeah,
that was good.
Those were fun.
I remember seeing one of those at like it was a seminar
it was the
Trainer Summit.
The Trainer Summit.
That's right,
with Kalipa and Hobart and Maliolo and Lipson.
Yep.
Did you see Lipson post that thing? It's like a couple weeks ago. It was the Vince McMahon thing where he's like, it was pretty good.
Yeah, he's got funny content.
Do you think
speaking of
go ahead.
Speaking of good and then open, Darren just texted me. I forgot he'll be here for the open announcement, so he'll definitely be good on the show. We got to have 4 mics, Scott.
Yeah, I was thinking we can start with like you, Roe, and then like maybe some combination of like Hatfield, Haley, Roman to like wrap like how it went kind of, and then we kick them off, and then like we can have Angelo and Darren hop on.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to like have some members doing it on the floor behind us, you know, while everybody else goes and does the tips and tricks. Might be kind of cool.
They get a kick out of it for sure.
Give the. I cut you off. I'm really bad. Apparently, people hate me.
I know
for
people hate me too. They
guess
give me
what?
the comments.
We can do whatever the hell we want to because we're on this side of the camera.
It is, after all, the Rich Froning podcast.
It is the Rich Froning podcast.
Hey,
it's not the Angelo DeChico podcast.
I was going to ask you if you would ever do something scheduled like that in Europe, in North America. I'm sure people would wonder that. Yeah, because you do that.
What?
Like,
what was that in English?
Well, like a traveling roadshow.
A traveling Train with Rich.
We're talking about doing it on the way to Amarillo this year.
Okay. I mean, I know you usually do stuff like that.
Yeah, man, it's with the kids at this age, it's hard to carve out a week. Like, we took Violet with us, and so it was awesome. Like, she did awesome. I was surprised for like a 6-year-old about to be 7. She was awesome. She was incredible for time changes and whatever. I don't even know if she really had a real meltdown. Like, Lakeland was like had a couple public meltdowns where you're just like, this is embarrassing. Violet was just awesome. The only public meltdown she had was when she started screaming at me at the gym to go faster.
That was great.
That was completely unprompted and not like, she just starts screaming at me. And I don't even know why. And then like the funniest part of that too is Hillary was going to
would you like some of this Buffalo Brew? I think it's the Custer blend.
Custer.
I would love some of that Custer blend.
Is there a code if people at home want some? Do you have a code for them?
Yeah, it should be Angela 20.
And so, but yeah, she was like, Hillary was going to the castle, the castle of Versailles, where Marie Antoinette and Louis got, you know, well, I guess technically they didn't get killed there, but where they lived. And Violet was like, no, I don't want to go. I want to go to the gym. And we're like, no, you should probably go see that castle. She was like, no, I'm going to the gym with Dad.
Love it.
So she just went and hung out inside of a CrossFit gym.
You want a hard right turn?
Yeah.
This could be completely unverified because it's just Instagram information. But it's like I get like the facts.
Let's spread it.
The last public guillotine in France was in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I think I've seen some of this.
1980s?
Yeah, dude.
Holy.
Isn't that gnarly?
Yeah.
Like until then, it was like that was the way you go out.
Dude, don't we still kill people in an electric chair?
True.
I mean, I'm not even trying to make this controversial at all.
Yeah.
But it is crazy that, like, that's still happening, right?
Do they still do firing squad?
It's all pretty savage. Some states do.
Maybe.
It's state by state.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really not trying to be controversial. I'm just being, like, honest right now. Like, that is kind of wild.
You've seen the Green
It's
Mile?
in your bottom 3 ways to go out.
I want to.
You've never seen the Green Mile? Oh, bro. It's sad.
We're working on some of these movies at work. I can't name the one we just watched. You've probably seen it. I'm not gonna say it.
Scott can always bleep it out, you know.
Oh, okay.
Is that bad?
I mean, it's not that good for today's standards. It's bad. Blazing Saddles.
Oh, you can't get canceled for watching Blazing.
Are you
Saddles.
serious?
Come on, we gotta stop like projecting.
Okay, no.
values.
Hey, I'm
like,
fine. Listen, I watched it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, you gotta stop. Like, stop freaking out about stupid. Like,
what are you saying? Me? I need
no.
to
I'm just saying. If people get mad about you
community.
saying you liked or watched Blazing Saddles, get out of here. Like,
it is. It was.
Yeah, I mean, it's
gotta be.
It's intentionally edgy
it's
for even for the time period that it was released.
Exactly.
It's got to be one of the dumbest movies ever made.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
It's
Well,
gotta be.
Mel Brooks, man, it's like Spaceballs, same shit.
Spaceballs is great.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I actually watched Wolves. It's grammatically incorrect. It's
Wolves. With an F.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Oh, I watched that too.
It's awesome. It's so just like, you didn't like it?
Only because my expectations were so high with those two. I was like,
I just love Brad Pitt and George Clooney and the way they go back and forth. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Dialogue
was great.
Some other people were like, "Nah, it was okay." I was on the plane, granted, and I laughed out loud multiple times.
Really?
I tried to watch Lord of the Rings, and Jake Lockhart was talking about how we needed to watch them for the 24-hour row. And everybody kind of nixed it because it was around Christmas. So we just watched Christmas movies, which actually was pretty good. I thought it was better than Avengers, I think, because Avengers now, I haven't watched many Avengers since. Like, the other day put Iron Man back on for the first time. I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to watch these again. But
Captain America, I'm ready to be hurt again.
Yeah.
Captain America's coming out this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Anyway,
really?
Yeah, we'll talk about that one offline. But
oh man, I know what you're gonna say.
But
everyone knows what you're gonna say.
No, nobody knows what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
It's not that at all.
Okay.
I'm so over them. Like, they've ruined every one of them. Minus.
Yeah, true.
Minus.
It's over the top.
I'm not a nerd
the
at
new
all.
Deadpool is
Oh
awesome.
gosh, it's so
good.
crazy.
It's
just
so good.
there's so much going on. It's so good.
Shoot, where was I going?
Sorry.
It's all right.
About the Avengers.
Cut me off. Oh,
Lord of the Rings.
And Lockhart has been talking about how good they are, and I've watched them, and I remember them being pretty good. But I was like, it was when I had shoulder surgery in high school, so I was probably doped up a little bit, you know. Actually, I took one pain pill whenever I had shoulder surgery. But anyway,
You got the rest of them? Can I have them?
I think I flushed them like they tell you to.
No
online,
way.
I don't know.
Next time, let
Oh
me know.
my gosh.
That was
Just
like,
kidding.
dude.
You
That
could have
was
sold them to a guy like Ben. Are you
that
kidding
was like
me?
17 years ago.
Yeah, but there were guys like Ben out
Wait,
there.
wait. What does that even mean? I've never taken a pain pill in my life.
You know what I
It's
mean,
20 years
Ben.
ago,
Ben,
sorry.
you know what I mean.
There's a
And
lot of
also-
you know.
someone
There's a
acts
lot of you know what I
so
mean
surprised.
going on
You know what I
around
mean.
here.
Don't act so
Anyway,
surprised.
I
No,
tried to
explain.
watch Lord of the Rings, and it maybe the audio was pretty bad, so it was hard to follow a little bit at times, like because the music was so loud, and then they would start whispering, and they couldn't get subtitles. The older you get, and when you have kids, man, once you do subtitles one time, I swear I can't watch a movie without subtitles now. Right? Am I right? And
Dude.
so I don't know if I just couldn't follow what was going on. I turned it off, and so I was talking to Lockhart after. He's like, "How long did you go? Wait, did you get into it?" And I was like, "Dude, I was 2 hours into it, and I turned it off." And he was blown away.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know,
part of
think
me
I've
was
ever
like,
seen
all
that.
right, let me put on another movie and see if it's just like my headspace to see if I can't lock into it. And I started Wolves, and I don't know if it was like coming off of
Yeah, exactly.
coming off of Lord of the Rings.
Speaking in Elven.
And then I
to
like
Brad
just
Pitt.
George Clooney and Brad Pitt going back and forth. It was like almost like they were just
They set them up for success.
It's so good.
I get it, man.
I loved it. I thought there was multiple times where I laughed out loud. I just like, obviously Fight Club is one of my favorite movies. That's why we named Mayhem Mayhem. And then, we went on a big Brad Pitt kick, like Snatch. All the Ocean's movies are great. And then
He doesn't miss very
Inglourious
much, man.
Bastards. Like
Yeah.
and so that one,
Inglourious
I don't know. It was
Basterds
like
is good.
kind of reminded me of Oceans in
Yep.
the way they go back and forth. And so like I don't need like a ton of. It's just like them going back and forth was
Yeah.
funny. There was multiple, and the kid did a pretty good job. He was just like it's just crazy kid.
100%.
I had a conversation with someone the other day. They didn't really like Inglourious Bastards.
What?
I thought it was great.
I thought it was awesome.
I thought it was
I love it.
incredible.
I don't want to spoil it, but yeah.
You
The
spoil
twist
it.
at
It's like
the
a
end.
20-year-old movie.
I know, but people still get mad.
It's Tarantino, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you don't get
Yeah.
if you get Tarantino, you love it,
Yeah.
and if you don't,
Yeah.
I don't get somebody who doesn't get it. But
Yeah.
it's
Fighting in a basement
over under. How many times did you quote that
Gorlami.
while you were in
Italy.
While you're in Europe this time? You
No,
probably,
not this
oh,
time.
Really?
Not a ton this time, but because we were in
I thought,
Italy.
but I thought Versailles might have hit it or
Yeah.
something like
No.
might have tripped you off.
No. We didn't quote a bunch of stuff this time.
But dude, when somebody
we worked our asses off basically.
that's what
this
Scott
time.
said. I was like, how was it? And he was like, it was a lot of work.
It was just
Every trip, like starting with that Italy one through this one, has been progressively less like seeing the country and progressively more work. Like we did like a competition, a 2-day competition and one seminar on like a 2-week trip in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the trip for the French Throwdown, we had like 3 seminars maybe in a week. And then this one we had 10.
Yeah, it was.
It changes the game when there's work involved.
Yeah, which
You know what I mean? For
mean,
better and worse.
I mean, I like going to other countries, but it's almost like when you see something in the country, you're like, all right, cool, let's move on.
Yeah.
Berlin was cool. We didn't really do anything in Barcelona. We didn't see anything other than the gym, and we walked back. We did find random coffee that did drip coffee.
Oh, yeah, that's rare.
All of Europe. This is what I've come to.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot. Like inside the buildings, it's just there's no air moving. They
Yeah.
don't do AC. It's just like you're sweaty the whole time you're in Europe. And then they do not believe in drip coffee.
No.
They love espresso and Americanos. And so everything's just bitter coffee.
Yeah.
Those are my two like deep insights. So we didn't see anything in Barcelona.
I thought Americano for them was drip coffee, though. Some places I got an Americano and I got a drip coffee. And I was like,
no.
oh, that's how I order this.
No.
It's literally water and coffee.
The only place
water
we
and
got
espresso.
drip coffee was in Barcelona,
That's
and
crazy.
it was good. Maybe it was because we were just like our taste buds were fried from just drinking espresso. So we didn't see anything in Barcelona. We literally gym. We walked back one time, so saw a little bit of the city. Versailles, we would walk across the street and you could see the castle the entire time you walked across the street. That's about as close as we got to the castle. We saw some taxidermied rats in a like exterminator.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Like it was like it was like an extermination
like an ad
business.
kind of thing.
But yeah, their whole front window was all like taxidermied rats. And then we did go see the Eiffel Tower.
Saw those pictures.
Took a 30-minute Uber, saw it. Violet was like, "Cool, can I have one of those suckers that's shaped like it?" And I was like, "Sure, kid." And so she did great. And then we went back. And then Berlin, we did go walk around a little bit. We went to Checkpoint Charlie, which is really cool. I was surprised at how much Violet like was into it. Did you go to that museum? It's dense, like there's a lot going on there. It was really cool. She liked it. And then we went to the German History Museum, which was actually pretty cool. It was like you can only walk one way through the whole thing, and each time period you're like walking in it. So, and it's in a building. So it's like the first part is you're in a bunch of trees, almost like a swamp looking thing. And then you walk into a castle. And so you like walk through the castle, and then it goes to like a World War I trench. And then,
that's cool.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. And we saw the Brandenburg Gate. So that was all the sightseeing we saw. That was it, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was all.
Yeah. We had some schnitzel, Wiener Schnitzel. And what was the other thing?
Spätzle.
Yeah,
Spätzle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that? What's Spätzle?
Spätzle's like a macaroni and cheese with bacon and
It's
onions.
really good.
It was good.
What was the weather like?
Barcelona was beautiful. It was 60s. And then everywhere else was basically
Celsius?
No.
Oh.
No. Come on.
Nah, dog. He's done translating.
I'm done.
There's no more kilos.
I still can't even figure out Celsius.
No,
I'm
it's
not even
so-
trying that. Like kilos, you've given me some good math. Like 2.2, I can figure that out. Ish.
Celsius,
You're like
Fahrenheit is-
1 1/3 carryover. I'm like, nah, dude.
Because then at negative 40 is flops.
Yeah,
And
I'm
now
like,
Fahrenheit's below. It's
yeah,
like, what
it
the
doesn't
heck?
make sense.
Dude, we already talked. Have you ever seen the Nate Bargatze
Oh, it's
clip?
so good.
It's
He's
so
like,
good.
Yes.
you know,
About
no.
Well, then, of course.
5,280 feet.
Yeah.
He's like,
Of
why?
course. 5,280 feet, of course.
And when we,
A
when
new
we eat
game called
animals-
football, using mostly your hands.
Yeah.
Do you ever kick the ball? Yes. How many points is it? Sometimes 3, sometimes 1.
But, sir, what about slavery?
He's like, and he just moves
We will
on.
measure in feet.
yes, it's so good.
For all people, sir?
For all people?
And sometimes, yeah, it's so good. Yeah, he does a great job
That dude
with
is
that
so
one.
It is
hilarious.
so good, yeah.
It's probably one of the best SNL skits of the past,
Yeah.
like,
Without a
15
doubt.
years.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't often like laugh out loud, but that whole thing.
Oh,
had
that's
me-
great.
had
It's
me
so
rolling.
true, too.
Yeah, none of it makes any sense.
No, we'll use meters, but only in popular sports like running and swimming.
Yeah. I know you guys love when I give these updates. I got a headline from Daily Wire.
Okay.
It says they're gonna adjust. I don't know exactly what this means. They're gonna adjust the warning before the Disney movies, the classic Disney movies. If you've watched one lately, like on Disney Plus, it's like a racist.
Is that an
thing.
executive order?
Oh, I don't know. I just think that maybe they're just seeing the tide where like they're like, hey, people really don't care.
Whether
I don't know what
you
the
like
warning
Trump or
is
don't
currently.
like, well, it's just like the scenes in this movie don't accurately depict.
Like in
There's like-
Peter Pan.
Some of those old ones, you're like,
Some of them are like, yeah.
Dumbo rides the line.
yeah, you know,
In a big way.
just it is what it is. But regardless of politics, Trump is like massively trolling everyone at this point.
Yeah.
And when we were in France, I said, I can't translate French. I took a picture of it. It says, crap, hold on 1 second. I'm losing it.
It's at a minimum, it's a revolution.
Okay. No, it says Trump, la strategie du bulldozer. And you're just like, yeah, I don't speak
Okay.
French, but I see what they're saying. So it's crazy. But yeah, so I mean, there's some.
I don't know what it means.
Disney.
I'm not saying that they're gonna take the warning off, but like you haven't seen any of the classics lately. Like if you're on Disney Plus,
Yeah,
like,
I've seen them
it'll
enough
just
to-
say,
oh.
hey,
yeah.
some of the. I honestly, I'm fine with that. just don't take the movie off. You know,
Yeah,
like at times where they've taken movies off, it's like, hey, put whatever disclaimer you want at the beginning. Like I prefer it, like, you know, when it says, hey, mild nudity, whatever in it, so I can, like, if I've not seen a movie, I try to watch movies before I let my kids watch them. But, you know, there's movies you don't remember stuff, and you're like, oh, we got to fast forward that, you know, so, but. Recover faster, breathe easier, and increase your endurance with Airwave's scientifically proven performance mouthpiece. If high-intensity or interval-style training is your sport, try their patented endurance mouthpiece. I opted for the Mayhem 2-pack with one of each. For podcast listeners only, save 15% of your purchase at airwave.com/Froning. That's airwave.com/Froning. When it comes to training flooring, durability is the most important factor. With Regapol's established 65-year history, the decision for our studio flooring was simple. Made from recycled tires, Regapol floors are indestructible, durable, and easy to install, and has less smell than other rubber flooring products on the market. To purchase, go to roguefitness.com and search Regupol. That's spelled REGUPOL. Get strong, grow durable, and unlock your potential on Regapol rubber flooring.
Meanwhile, anytime I watch Hulu, we probably talked about this too, but like it keeps on serving me like boner pill commercials.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, one, this is not an issue for me. Two, my 14-year-old daughter is with me. Like, can I choose what I do and don't get served? Yeah. Like, it's the most awkward thing. Or AIDS commercials. So I'm like, I don't need medication for AIDS. So thank you very much. But like, you've shown me this commercial like 17 times, and I don't know why.
Yeah, targeted marketing, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it based on your? Is it based on your searches or what?
It must be.
Gotta be.
Hey, man. Maybe I've given up too much here. Now serious listening. It's gonna be all over my Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Hey, speaking of headlines, I've got new information.
Here we go.
Did you see yesterday the WFP stuff that came out?
I did not.
Okay. Well, this is thanks to the Barbell Spin.
Thanks, Barbell Spin.
They took a break from trying to see where our teams are training to put out some actual news. The prize purse, and they have a movement library. The WFP does, and that came out. So basically, they released like a movement list that you'll see at their competitions, which they list so many movements that it kind of doesn't matter.
One-arm pistols?
Oh, okay.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like,
one that I think is crazy though is because they're working with the PFAA, right?
Of course.
Is that right?
I don't know.
I think they are.
No.
There's specifically rebounding box jumps and rebounding box jump overs are on the movement list. Oh, why are we still doing those?
Some people think it's not dangerous.
Well,
some people are stupid.
Even though I think it was Sean Rocket, the CrossFit doctor. You mean you guys know?
It's not.
Yeah, he says he's like, oh
yeah. Hey, they're fine if you're doing them in small numbers and you're doing it for plyometric training.
Yeah,
like depth jumps.
High number plyometric or high number rebounding box jumps are a disaster.
Work your way to it. Not like show up at a competition and be like, oh, I haven't done this in like, I don't know, 6 years.
Well, it's not even work your way to it. It's just like it's an unnecessary risk.
No, I know.
You know,
work your way. Like if that's something you want to do for plyometric training, don't go out and do 30-inch rebounding box jumps. Like
that is really strange.
I like the rebounding rope climbs, personally.
It's in there?
No.
And then the other thing is
like just total clickbait.
They have like a point system, so I guess like how you get points per event, and then like the prize purse and stuff. But it's unclear if the prize purse is.
I just don't love how people are taking a moral stand, and it's either us or them.
Well, actually, I'm going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
So, but first, the prize purse. It's unclear if it's like in addition to the salary or if it's included. So, like, let's say you made like $10,000 to compete in it for the year, and then you get a $20,000 prize purse if you actually only get 10 of that, or if you get an additional 20.
I would assume it's an additional.
It's hard to say. But so I heard something at Wadapalooza that I wouldn't have necessarily brought up here.
Are you barbell spinning it?
No. Dave.
Is this breaking news?
Dave talked about it in his week in review. You good, Ben? So now I feel fine saying it. I heard a rumor, and he said the same thing, that next year's WFP is going to require athletes to sign like on their contract. They have to choose between that or the
Let's
games.
divide the community even more. It's good.
And that's why I think that Wadapalooza's date moved, because it's supposed to be the first event of the WFP next year, and it will line up with the Open, so you can only do one or the other.
That's dumb.
What are your thoughts?
I hate that.
I hate it too. Here's the deal, man. I am obviously, like, nature of my work, where I choose to be, like, I'm very pro athlete. I love it. WFP, great.
You're not a
athletes
pro athlete.
What's that?
You're not a pro athlete.
I'm not a pro athlete. I am. Sorry, I'm a jersey chaser. No, I'm really in favor of you guys having opportunities.
You mean him?
Yeah,
Not
I
really
think,
me either.
Shut
Athletes.
let me.
There are athletes out there that
Quit
you are
cutting me
talking
off.
about.
Shut up.
None of them are in this room, however.
I love that the athletes have more opportunities,
100%.
and that's what it should be, right? And hey, go get yours. They're going to pay money. Fantastic. That's awesome. But man, now trying to make it
Us versus them.
an exclusivity or draw a line in the sand, you're actually withdrawing other opportunities from them. Events like ours, there will be a prize purse, things like that. I just don't understand.
Cool. Next man up, right? Isn't that the deal?
I suppose so.
It's just.
And what a shitty decision to have to make.
Why not just be like, hey, if you guys want to do the open, do the open. We're still doing our competition. You can make more money at this. Like that's just, yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
It doesn't seem and it doesn't seem like
and
good
hopefully
business.
that doesn't happen, but we'll see.
So it's interesting. I let's keep that as a rumor. But if it's true, I really don't like it. But in the meantime,
I would be cool with like, all right, hey, CrossFit Games partners up with Rogue, partners up with Wadapalooza, with some of these other ones, and you could do some type of like. I think that's what they're trying to do with WFP, right? Mm-hmm. WFP. Messes me up. I don't like acronyms. But anyway, so like you could have majors basically, and like they do with PGA, and so the PGA championship could be the CrossFit Games, and some of these other big competitions could kind of be a part of that, and WFP could be like I'm all for athletes making money and being able to make a good living doing this, because hell, you are putting your body through some shit, but man, I'm just tired of everybody trying to divide it up and yeah, it's frustrating.
And I think to your experience in Berlin, and look, I'm an old goat, man. Like I'm from the old school of CrossFit, where I think it should be community and sport, and that they work really beautifully together. But if you start trying to separate them out and silo them and whatever, I think that you're giving your fan base a really difficult decision to make as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty vocal about this lately, or for a while now, is like community like that. It's in one of the conversations we had over there was get your athletes, the athletes that want to keep going, get them involved in classes and do some classes, because here's the deal is like your members will get behind the athletes and support the athletes if they're connected to the community. It's hard for that's what was so great about it in the beginning, is like we could all do the same workout, maybe not, like you may have to scale back, you may have to do something, but the stimulus was similar. Wow. The stimulus was similar. The stimulus was similar, and you could like have an appreciation and see what that athlete went through. You can still do that, but it's so much cooler to like hang out with people and work out with people, and just, I've just kind of seen that through the years of like when I'm feeling like, oh man, this kind of sucks. It's like, man, there's so much to be learned, or so much like brings you back to work out with the class, work out with the community, have people around you, and it gets the community behind the athletes, So it's just tough. Yeah, we've got to figure it out. And then the hard part we've talked about is like when it became a hard line in the sand of like, games doesn't matter anymore. We're only going like. At some point, yes, we might have veered a little too close to the sun with trying to like emphasize the games and not showing the community side or what's going on in the gyms. But I think it was a great marketing tool to push people towards the gym. Like, how many people told me I started CrossFit because I saw you doing CrossFit, which,
yeah.
And that's not to like, they said, hey, even I'm sure Matt, Tia, some of these others, that like it was cool to see, right? And that's why people got into it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And guess what? Maybe that person got another person that didn't know or see me compete, but they saw this other. It was used as a good marketing tool. And I don't know why it has to be us versus them, games versus affiliates. Like, why can't we? It's gotten so murky, I guess, or like just us versus them type deal. And it's so ridiculous. It's, it's just frustrating to see, something that me and you, especially, hell, Angelo's been a part of it now for 15 years, or how old are you now?
It's, I'm coming
10
up
years,
on 13.
13 years, yeah. So it's like, we all know how awesome it is and have been a part of it and seen how great it was. And it still is great, But if you look at it, it's more like, hey, we're always going to have targets on the outside. And we're not helping ourselves by dividing ourselves, right?
Agreed.
The thing that I was going to say is how many times, 2 points, like how many times do you leave, like guys in this room, leave a class workout? Just the thing you said about like the community.
I did one yesterday.
I know, I'm saying you leave a class workout, and how often do you leave that and say, oh man, CrossFit's dying?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't happen. And if you are a CrossFit Games athlete, you don't have to do it all year, but like in the off season, well, I don't know when your off season is now.
Yeah,
if you're doing
no
WFP, but if there is time where you can like take a break, even if it's after a competition, you're like getting back into training, jump into a class workout every now and then. I promise you won't be like, it may not be most ideal for your training. Like, oh man, I wasn't supposed to squat today. I was supposed to deadlift. You'll be fine for a couple days. Hit the class workout. And especially and
with
making
some intensity, you're going to get more intensity, honestly, because you're like, I don't
you're
want
like,
so-and-so
dude,
to beat me or
exactly.
whatever.
This lady's and if the coach is doing it appropriately, the lady next to you who's got 3 kids over, with playing while she's working out, probably going to be able to compete with you because it's scaled appropriately.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I mean, I'm sure everyone here knows, like when sometimes they scale almost too much. You're like, hey, you need to go heavier. You should be beating me right
scales,
now.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, like if you haven't taken a class workout in a long time, like it's fun. It's you enjoy it. And
yeah, I mean, technically, I guess
if you don't, there's
I've
something
done like
wrong with you.
3 or 4 classes in the last couple weeks, just with, and it was good, man. It was fun. Got good workouts multiple times. I even worked out with Lockhart one time and got a good workout. He scaled probably a little too much.
Yeah, he's doing power cleans to your squat snatches.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
About died on that workout. 101 squat snatches.
What's up with that?
I actually,
my.
yeah, I was dying.
Hey, I got something cool to say. Or maybe it's only cool to me. Angelo is the reason I got into CrossFit.
See?
Oh yeah.
I think he's actually the reason I'm probably sitting here right now.
Yeah.
See? And Angelo got in because of me. And so
Yep.
it's like it all works like that,
Yeah.
Rich got in because of me,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
100%.
it's just round and round we go.
Exactly.
I
He's
definitely
like, who's
wouldn't
that
have
handsome
done
man with the
CrossFit if not for the
microphone?
games.
You what?
And he's real
I wouldn't have
sympathetic
done
to that.
CrossFit if not for the
No,
games.
it looks cool.
'Cause I watched
neither
I
would I
want
have.
to be like that.
I watched it for 2 years before I ever did CrossFit.
Yeah.
Like I watched
Yeah.
it as a sport.
I watched it. I watched highlights. They were like just doing reruns on ESPN of the sled rope workout in
yeah.
2012.
Football sled.
Yeah.
Workout sucks.
And I mean that workout's cool to watch. I mean, think about it. Like,
Imagine climbing a rope with cleats on.
yeah.
Like plastic bottom cleats.
That's crazy. 20-foot rope, right? That's
Yeah.
a 20-foot
And
rope?
then depending on what freaking lane you're in, you're like,
Yeah.
if you were on,
Because it's grass field.
yeah, and the field kind of does this, and
Yep.
the water pools, oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I watched that event, and then I didn't start immediately, and then so there's a domino effect going on.
Yeah.
With Ben too.
So yeah, and kind of bringing it all together. This is kind of what I meant by like get out of the online space and get into an affiliate, right? Because at our gym, of the hundreds and hundreds of members, maybe 20, maybe 30 are interested in like, hey, this article or so and so said or whatever. The rest of them are just
Couldn't
look
even
at you
care
sign-
less. Hell, half of them don't even know who the hell
don't
I
even
am,
know.
You know?
Don't even know. And then fair to say that
Not half, but
with the open announcement, with Mayhem Classic, some other projects we might have later in the season, like it's kind of why we're doing it. It's just
we're
like,
part
hey,
of the
this is
community.
what it's all
We
about.
want to bring it back, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Keep it
all right,
classic.
how can we support and how can we bring some stability, I guess. And yeah, it's just frustrating, man. It's like somebody's got to stand up and just be like, hey, knock it off. We're all better together, you know?
And great, if you don't want to do it, no problem. If you do want to do it, no problem.
Well, here's
but like,
the deal, is
without this,
Is WFP going to open up some affiliates, right? Like, where are you going to point people that are doing?
Yeah.
You pointing them to a High Rocks gym?
Yeah.
Like,
Where are they pointing them? Because they want to be
so if you're
disassociated with CrossFit.
yeah, if you're disassociated with CrossFit, what's the end?
They're like, so hey man, how do I get into this with you guys? Like, well, I don't know.
you have to go to a gym.
Yeah, go to a gym. Like, oh, okay.
Check out our movement library. We're opening up gyms. I mean, hey, maybe that is it.
Maybe they are gonna. I don't know, but yeah, you're like, I don't know where do I go from here? Like, how do I want to get involved in this? How do I even get involved? Like, oh, just come on. You're like, I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
How do I learn to do any of these movements?
how do I learn to do
you
any
do one
of
of our lower level competitions to become a pro.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It's like getting better. It's just, I mean, if we're using the golf analogy, it'd be like, hey, you want to get better at golf? Go play golf. You're like,
Go swing a club.
you're like, wait
I've
a
tried
minute.
that. It doesn't work.
You just go out there and start swinging.
My guess too is that there has not been any conversations between, like, I think a lot of this gets solved just from talking.
Yeah, we just got to
And
sit
I
down
don't
and
think-
talk. Like, hey,
Let's
just have a giant effing meeting with all the people involved and be like, hey, how can we all make this thing better and still all have our piece of the pie? Like,
nothing is more CrossFit than poor communication.
no, say it isn't so.
Nothing is more
But-
CrossFit.
Giving credit where credit's due, I think like the media's turned a corner. It's looking great.
Yeah.
Communication's been better. It's pretty. I was thinking about this. Like at the Classic, we're gonna have to explain the season to people, and it ain't easy. Like
Dude, it's so
there's not a real elegant way to do it.
I think
hate
this is
it.
the best format we've had in a while. I like the fact that it's not just one spot coming out of this.
Oh, the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I liked the sanctionals. It could all be cleaned up, obviously. We'll see how this one goes. But, yeah, it's been so hard to explain. Like, well, you have to do the open. And depending on the number of people that do the open, you have to be in the top 10% or 1%. And then if they make it, they can go to these events to qualify. But there's certain qualifiers, and only some of these in-person events will take some people. Some take worldwide. Some take one region. Some take the other region. Some... like it's just
I'm with you. If it carries on,
we got to clean it up somehow. But
yeah. But there was more time to communicate it
Yeah.
and more time for people to get used to it and whatnot. I do think it's a good format too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You want to real quickly shout out 440 because we closed that up.
440, is it done?
This is week. Yeah,
I'm
we
so
have we have
lost.
week 5 winners, so
I'm
we're
so
through
lost
the 5 weeks.
I do a lot of that stuff that's on the 40-day challenge anyway already.
Yeah.
And then I did all of the workouts in the beginning, so I don't really know, and I'm not redoing
Yeah.
any of them.
My least favorite workout that I've done in the last probably month was the one that you yanked me into,
Yeah, it was.
but it was important.
That one was bad.
Yeah.
Charlie was in town from BCS.
Single
so-
dumbbell workout. The
Yes.
40-minute single dumbbell
Yes.
single dumbbell workout.
But he ran it down for me, and I was like, "That sounds easy enough." And he
Yeah.
was like, "And it's for 40 minutes." I was like, "Ah, shit."
Should have had an extra machine in there between movements just to limit the movements, because I think I did 8 rounds or something. 7. No, I did 8 rounds of clean and jerks, right? Or something.
I don't
It
remember.
was like 320
Yeah.
dumbbell clean and jerks.
My
I will
gosh.
say, we did, what days? My days are running together, but Saturday, Sunday, we did 2 workouts with pretty limited equipment with 50 people. And both workouts were pretty dang good. All 4 workouts. So, like, we did the first morning, we did just kind of like a fight gone bad style. One person did hang cleans with 30 kilos, 40 kilos. 40 kilos
70s?
for a minute. No, with
40 kilo barbell.
barbell, which
Okay,
you just
I was-
move the whole time.
I just assumed dumbbells.
straight
on the line.
into one partner. You just rotated through conga line. Everybody started at a different station and everybody rested together. So 4 minutes on,
95 pounds.
4 minutes on, 1 off. Hang cleans, burpees, step back lunge, alternating V up for 5 sets. It was hard.
Yeah.
That afternoon we did similar style, but 45 on, 15 off
Like
of
those.
max overhead squat with 95 pounds, max strict pull-ups, max 20-foot or 25-foot handstand walk back and
nice.
forth, and then you took a minute rest for 5 sets.
Yeah.
That was hard. Well,
I
you're
like those formats a lot. I like the 45 on, 15 off.
yeah, it would have been, like we were trying to figure out, and we tried to explain that, like, usually you would set a rep scheme instead of a time, but
Yeah.
we had so many people, and this gives time to
Yeah,
transition
yeah.
or whatever.
It just
and the
everyone's
15
moving.
seconds evaporated quickly. You were like, oh,
Yes.
shit, I'm not
You're
ready.
like, I just need to walk over there and now
Uh-huh.
I'm going.
And then the next morning we did plate snatch Angie.
Nice.
So 100 plate snatches, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100
with
squats.
with a 45?
with a 55.
Oh my god.
And these plates were this thick.
Oh
it
my
was it got
goodness.
the job done. My biceps were fried
Yeah.
after that. So that was a good one. And then that afternoon we did the 3 minutes on, 3 minutes off. We wanted to get some skill in there and have them like snatch a little bit. So we did buy-in. And if I was to do this again, 20 burpees, lateral burpees would have been good, because we had 2 minutes and 15 seconds to do max
no.
squat snatch. And at first, I was partnered up with a group and they were going to use 95 pounds. And I was like, for me, that's way too light. And then there was like, I was kind of odd man out. So I wanted them to go together. So I called Jake in and we partnered up with 2 other guys. But Jake was like, I can, because he hadn't really warmed up either. So he did power cleans it was messed up.
So the only bind was 15 burpees?
And then you just
Oh,
back and forth, but you had to
no.
do sets of 3 squat snatch.
Oh, no.
And so it got, and the
Dude,
guys
that
we
floor
were
was
with were like,
bouncy,
touch
too.
and go, touch and go. And I was like,
nah,
dude.
I'm doing
I
this
would
for
do
a
the like
long time.
settle, grab, go. But man, 101 squat snatch.
Oh, my gosh.
My legs were fired up.
The hardest workouts for me to program for somebody without making it specifically for somebody is like the kind of workouts we do with a goal, a rep goal. Like if you
Rep
did
goal.
that and you're like going to 100 snatches or something,
Yeah.
those are hard because you have to get the timing right in the movements and you have to account for them getting tired. But like most, depending on who the person is, they're not going to really get that tired on the buy-in.
Yep.
And then you have to try to do the math on how many reps they're going to be able to do in that time, and then figure out the right goal.
How many times?
That
They're just
doesn't
gonna have to
bury
do, like,
them.
18 rounds, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't bury them. It doesn't make them do that many rounds. Yeah.
So like in my note, I was like, do as many rounds as you have to, starting with 20 squat or 20 burpees, and then go to 75 snatches.
Yeah,
That would be a good.
That'd be good.
It was hard. I was hurting. My quads were fired up, but it felt good to squat snatch. I've not been squat snatching, and I'm starting to be able to like add movements back.
Nice.
Shoulder handling it pretty well. If I stay on top of like as much as it sucks, I like build rehab into my warm ups and my cool downs. So that was one of the things we talked about was just trying to be smart. You know, like when you're warming up, add in some of that stuff that you know you don't necessarily want to do. But I kind of turn it into like a mini Metcon-ish where it's like I feel like I'm getting something done.
I warm up better when I like almost do it for time.
Yeah.
I'm kind of moving pretty fast and getting sweaty while I'm doing it.
While I'm doing it, and I count it. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
that was a good.
Oh yeah, that was a
20
workout.
minute,
That was a
you
workout.
know? For time and quality, or for quality time.
Yeah, for quality,
That's just
but
an
but
excuse
for time.
to go slow. You know.
Yesterday I woke up and it felt like my shoulder was separated from my body.
Yep.
I don't know why. And I just walked downstairs and I just started doing crossover symmetry. I'm like, I gotta get
it going.
Glued it back on because it was just like, you ever wake up and it's just like hanging, like it just feels like the only thing holding on is the skin.
Angelo, yes.
And
Yes.
I'm like, oh my
no.
gosh, felt just dislocated. I was like, I got to do something. I got to tighten up the muscles a little bit.
My bicep tendon gets real tight, or it gets real like angry, especially when we fly. I don't know if it's the pressure, you know, fluctuations, and then if on an 8-hour flight, just sitting here like this, it's not good. Then my back, my psoas has been something. I think it's my psoas. My back has been just, you know,
sitting on a plane for 8 hours probably helped.
You know, I don't do well with. I hold my stress in. And so
Oh my God.
I always know when I've been like holding too much stress in, my back will go, and that's what happened in like
mental
like
stress.
day
It
2.
will come out in your lower back.
I think so. You know, I'll just be like holding it there somewhere.
I've
I
heard
guess.
crazier stuff.
But yeah, it's not like real stress, right?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
just
just
travel and
stressors.
people and you know trying to be on.
Yeah.
And that's just not
Going through 4 security checkpoints in Berlin.
Gosh, Berlin, man, getting out of that airport, they don't want you to leave, huh?
Well, they had a closed security
Filthy
checkpoint,
Americans.
and where we had to go to a different terminal to go through security was just objectively as far from our gate as you could possibly be. We had to go to the terminal 1, but we had to
oh, you got plenty of time.
We had to get to terminal 3 or something, the D gate. Like it was literally as far as you could go, but you had to go through 4 security checkpoints.
Passport control.
Yeah, it was
exit
crazy.
the country, and another random security. It was chaos. And then sit on a plane for 9 hours after being sweaty, running with your bags. It was great.
Do we
try to check my bag?
Obligatory Mayhem Classic update? As of yesterday,
It's full.
We
The Mayhem
officially
Classic
have our
is
roster
full of athletes.
To see that, you can go to mayhemclassic.com, and then we'll put a more elegant list out there too. We got all those graphics. Should be published by the end of today, or Delane. By the time this podcast publishes,
Have we talked to Dre about our idea?
I don't want to say it on here though.
Okay, all right.
I've gotten
But
some
no,
questions
we have
about.
to talk to Dre.
I've gotten some questions you guys may not even know, and you guys or you may know and you don't want to make it public. What's the deal with spectators exactly? I know you said like affiliates will get probably our affiliate, and then other Mayhem affiliates get option to purchase tickets first, or what's?
it's a great question, Angela, and I'm glad you asked. Ticket
That was
information.
not set up either at all. That was
No, it
nice.
wasn't. Ticket information will be released very soon. So stay tuned to the Mayhem Classic Instagram. But yes, there will be, for Mayhem affiliates, a pre-release of tickets. We won't talk quantities right now.
We're gonna do some
and then
cool stuff with Darren and Christy. Are gonna be there running some classes in the morning.
Yep.
And then, like the show will probably be evening-ish, midday-ish. So
Yep.
we're going to do some cool stuff. I think Mayhem Mission, we're going to do the water event, the Never Thirst event in the morning on Saturday. Love to have everybody be a part of that, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Especially having that pavilion now, we can
Yeah.
do some like fun stuff.
So yeah, and I don't want to call it like a mini train with Rich, but Rich will be there interacting, high fives, chest bumps,
Working
probably get a
out.
meal or two
working
together.
out. I got to work out,
Yep.
Like I'm just not a good person and pleasant person to be around if I'm not working out. So
And that will be exclusively for Mayhem affiliates. So if you're not a Mayhem affiliate, there's still time to sign up before we do that ticket
There you
release. Use the code.
Yeah, Angelo.
Use the code Angelo for a
Right?
discount.
Dude,
And-
I haven't plugged anything in a long time.
All right, well, here we go. We
So
did
let me-
twice.
let
We
me-
got two already.
Yeah,
you got a banana sponsor? I see that you put this up here. Product placement.
No, it's not organic though, so don't tell people. Yeah,
speaking
Angelo, Mayhem Athlete.
And then we
Buffalo
will
Brews,
release.
Angelo
Then we will
20.
release general admission. Sorry, say it.
Buffalo Brews Angelo 20. Mayhem Athlete is just Angelo.
Just Angelo. Okay, not both words. Literally just the word Angelo.
Just the word.
Be a shame if somebody tried
Angelo.
to put in just Angelo. But then we will release general admission tickets. There's no VIP this year. We thought it was awesome last time, but we'll just do general admission, pack it in. It's going to be, I think it's like super intimate,
Yeah.
It's a really, really unique event.
Yeah,
in that sense.
it's in the gym, so it's gonna be cool. We've had some meetings over the last couple of days trying to figure out how to make workouts work, but I think we finally got it. Yesterday we had a meeting.
Yeah, I promised a 4-hour broadcast. Probably gonna be more like 5 hours, but we're gonna make magic. It's gonna be awesome.
Magic happened. Banana story. We were in Berlin, and there was in
got a
our
banana story
in our
for you.
hotel. In our hotel, there was a grocery store, and so one of the nights after everybody kind of went to dinner and stuff, we went to get some snacks for the room, and came to check out. Cashier spoke no English,
Of course, yeah.
and she just starts shaking the bananas at me. Like, she's like saying stuff, and I'm like, no, I don't speak German. And finally, luckily, somebody behind us could speak some broken English, and they were like, you have to weigh the bananas. And so I had to go over
Shaking
there.
the bananas at
Have
you?
you seen the video of the Toronto Blue Jays pitcher?
No.
Where he's like, monkeys eat bananas. Monkey never cramp. It's,
Yes, I've seen this.
hilarious.
Yes,
If you
yes,
get a
I have
chance,
seen this.
monkeys don't cramp.
Yes.
It is hilarious.
Yes.
My favorite banana interaction ever was when
Roman.
Oh
and
my
when
god.
Watkins. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall for that.
Roman wanted a banana so bad, and Watkins was out of bananas, and they could not
Couldn't
Roman
do it.
just kept on
Roman,
trying to order a
first
banana.
Came, and
Yeah.
he couldn't really speak a ton of English, and Watkins can't speak a ton of English.
Yeah, exactly.
So they were just back and forth. I wish we had it.
Oh, that's so
Banana.
Did you
good.
see the video of
No
Watkins
banana.
throwing the sweatshirt at Malcolm yesterday?
No.
So AJ's son is like 18 months, something like that. So he's walking around, toddling around in the coffee shop, and Watkins is like his uncle. Basically, they are out around all the time. So Watkins is trying to be funny, takes his sweatshirt off and like throws it. And we have the security cam.
Oh,
I think it's
no.
still on Watkins' Instagram if you get a chance. But it lands right in front of him as he's toddling around and just bam, face plants. And you're like, Watkins, what the hell, man? It was awesome.
There's
It was-
always that
it was fine.
awkward moment when you're playing with a kid. This has happened with Trice before, and you go like,
Too far.
but if it's like not your kid,
Yeah.
it's different. You go slightly too far. Like I've played dodgeball with Trice,
Yeah.
and like thrown it really hard and
Good.
just smokes him in the face to where his feet leave the ground.
Fine with it.
I'm like, oh man, I think it might have been a little bit too much.
I did that one time working at an after-school program.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I used to work at like an SAC, school-age care. And so you're just, your job is to play with kids.
Yeah.
We were playing dodgeball, pinball. And so, like, they had this system where basically you still played dodgeball, but the emphasis was to hit the 4 or 5 pins. So, like, kids would kind of protect the pins. But if they got hit, they were out. But the emphasis wasn't technically on hitting the kids.
Drilling the kids.
And so me and a couple of the other counselors would play, but we'd just try to hit each other. And so it's like, but you'd still try to hit the pins.
Yeah.
Some kid, I went to throw it at one of the counselors, and they were like crouched down, and they popped up and smoked it. Like, it's those gopher balls, which
Yeah.
still, and I'm like 100 feet away, but I threw it hard.
Yeah.
Smoked them right in the face as their mom walked in.
Oh,
It
nice.
was awful.
Did you just lean into it and
Yeah,
just
I was
stand
like,
over his body?
No,
Go
it was
teabag
bad.
him.
It was bad. Fortnite him. Yeah, so, yep. But yeah, it happens. You take. I'm all for teaching my kids where their place in the hierarchy is, though. So keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We should, speaking of Watkins, we should have like a meet and greet with him at the Classic or
People
something.
love Watkins.
Oh,
my
Watkins is just a meet and greet, like it is. You show up to any event, Watkins is meet and greet.
Yeah, that would be funny.
That would be funny.
Oh, Watkins.
Try to get someone good.
I'll be excited to see like once we start rolling out real content for the Classic, because the sentiment on the open announcement was so good. Like people are so fired up that it's going to be at Mayhem.
Yeah.
I think we'll just keep it going through April.
Hopefully. That's the game plan.
Gonna blow the dust off of me. I get to hold the microphone. Pretty excited about that.
Both, right? You're going to be on floor for Classic?
Oh, yeah.
He's doing the
What are you
open
doing?
announcement.
What are you doing for the Classic exactly? Like on the floor?
I'll probably
What are you
be-
doing, too?
So I don't want to
Yeah, I don't
announce who's
know.
going to be, in the booth in total.
Oh, okay.
But, we'll have.
You're in a booth.
We'll have our crew. No.
The
I'm saying
Rich
I
Froning-
won't.
Hey, the
We'll
Rich
have our
Froning
crew,
podcast is
plus some
sponsoring the booth.
Plus some special
That makes
guests.
sense. That makes
Plus some
sense.
special guests who people are going to be fired up about. And we'll drop that info later. But I think what I'll do is,
Are you the
yeah,
on the
host from
floor
the
guy
floor.
like you usually
Yeah.
like you were
Yeah.
before, where it's like you give?
We're
the
going to throw it
update
down to
about
Rory on the
event?
floor.
that's right.
Yeah,
Is that how
that
we do
guy.
it? Is that how it goes?
And
Is that how I say
hey,
it?
I don't know if everybody knows this, but Bella Martin's in house now, and so like no
Yeah.
reason not to have her down there with me, and maybe she'll interview the girls, I'll interview the guys, kind of thing.
Why does it have to be that way?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll interview the girls, she'll interview the guys.
There
Sorry,
you
that's
go.
what I meant to
All
say. We'll interview whoever is
You
most
asking him
efficient.
where are you in your menstrual cycle right now? Did that
God.
help your
Okay.
performance?
Oh God!
What?
How about you
It
just not
affects
touch him like
performance.
you did me, pervert?
What did he touch you?
Hey, that's
Oh,
in,
you never seen the boob
we did
poke?
that story time with you, and we've been editing that content. It'll start going out, and
Yeah.
that one I just watched yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little boob poke.
You like brushed Rich's shoulder or something.
Oh, there's a great
Oh,
one.
there's a
where,
great one where he like totally just
I annihilated
Yeah,
his
maybe
name
that's what it
first.
That's
was.
why he's not allowed to interview.
Froning.
the
Yeah.
Froning.
And I was, I'm pretty sure that I started to say Graham Holmberg.
Oh, nice.
and then Rich, and as I said, like I corrected myself, I just poked right into his pec. Like you can see
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
boom, boom.
You're like, perfect. This will distract people. Like, gather my thoughts.
Let me read this before I forget. For the Mayhem 440, I can't. I'm not going to give the individual grand prize winner yet because it's not triple confirmed. But as far as Mayhem affiliates, so for the January Challenge / Mayhem 440, affiliates ran it in house. They gave out prizes to their own members and they submitted their winner to us. So the grand prize affiliate winner was Blue River CrossFit. We gave them a grant. I don't know. It's a great question. By the Blue River. They won a $1,000 gift card to Rogue, and their winning athlete got $100 to Mayhem.
Nice.
3 runner-up gyms won the Mayhem barbells, and their winning athlete won $50, which is really cool because the Mayhem athlete we now have the Mayhem athlete barbells. The Mayhem affiliate barbells are probably like 6 of a kind. Like there's not a lot of them out there.
Blue River CrossFit is in Racine, Wisconsin,
Holla.
and they have a 4.9 stars on Google.
Is
Nice.
it by the Blue River?
I don't know
Technically, we
where-
were both
Probably
right.
in Blue River.
I don't know
would
where
guess.
Racine, Wisconsin is, but
Here's the runner-up gyms. CrossFit 1926, if you want to look up the location. CrossFit Witness.
hold on.
Okay, all right, stand by.
CrossFit 1926.
Are you looking them up on the Mayhem affiliate map?
No, I'm looking them up. on Google.
1926, is that when they were affiliated?
If
Correct.
you want to look and see if they're
Established 1926.
Sandusky County, Ohio,
Yeah.
is 1926. What's the other one?
CrossFit Wellness.
Probably
Or
close
sorry,
to Cedar
CrossFit
Point.
Witness.
Witness. What, Scott?
Can I get
The
it?
one
Is it
in Sandusky
Witness
County,
CFW?
Ohio.
Or just Witness?
This
That's probably close to Cedar Point.
mine
Oh, yeah?
just says Witness.
Here
This
we
one
go. Hey,
says
Scott's
CrossFit
telling
Witness
us about the-
CFW in
Knows everything
Marshall,
about
Missouri.
Ohio.
You don't know what Cedar Point is?
No, I know.
And the last one is Perryton or Perrytown CrossFit. PERRYTON. CrossFit.
Perry Town.
TON. No W. I don't know if I screwed that up.
No.
TON, no W. Oh, Perryton.
You never know. Like in Tennessee, you never know.
What do you mean?
I mean, like Lebanon is
Perry-
a country,
Oh, I
Perry-
know.
but if you don't say Lebanon around here, you get,
Perryton, Texas.
oh, let's go.
Texas.
Yeah, when my parents moved here, my dad made the mistake of saying that about around
Yeah.
a bunch of rednecks, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah, right.
They're like,
Or
Where are your
even
parents from?
my dad's
Perryton.
from Connecticut.
Perryton is up near the border of
The only time,
Kansas.
the only time you'd ever
No,
see that written on a
Oklahoma.
map is in the Middle East. You'd
Right.
be like, okay, Lebanon.
and there's Salina,
Yeah,
which in California would definitely be Salina.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
And the
it's
40.
funny.
The 40.
You
The
can't say.
111.
And I never even knew this until a couple years ago. I said Mount Juliet. I never really, just like sometimes I say Mount Juliet or Mount Juliet. Like I never really paid much attention to what I said. So I was like, what are you saying?
Caribbean.
Yeah.
So if I say it in the movie, it's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But if I'm going there, I'm going to the Caribbean.
Every single person got literally a Pit Boss grill, a gift card to Rogue. They got the Airwave. They got 3 blood work at Blokes. They got a Whoop membership, and they got your stack from Mountain Ops.
Heart and Soil.
Heart and Soil, and they got a Heart and
Yeti
Soil.
stuff.
Like,
Yeti
what's
stuff.
that?
Yeti stuff.
Oh yeah, they got a whole like gift bag from Yeti. Like people got rained on.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
And somebody got $10,000, but we're not going to announce that right now because I might mess that up. That'd be a tough one. Oh, here we go. Boom. This just in.
This breaking news.
Oh, never mind. This is
Never mind. Old news.
It's not over till February 15th.
Today's
So we
the
don't have a grand prize winner.
Saturday.
Right.
Jack Rosema we just put out his confirmed graphic on Mayhem Classic.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I'm coming to wrangle my pet pig and rabbit, aka dominate Colton
Nice.
Mertens and Austin
Nice.
Hatfield.
Start the chalk.
They're gonna call me Jack the Rancher by the end of the weekend."
Jack the Rancher.
I saw
Colton
you
said, "Interesting."
training with Hatfield yesterday.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, good. Hatfield's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
He's fits in well. Good dude to hang out with. Yeah.
Fit though.
Oh yeah, he's fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, me, him, Haley, and Watkins worked out.
Nice.
Jake Lockhart's like his number one hype man.
Loves him.
He's like,
I
he's
mean,
the
it's
dude.
So is Scott.
Yeah.
For good reason. He's fit, man. He's just a good dude. Good dude to have around. Low key, just likes to work out. Would fit in well if he lived here, you know.
When you get a kid like that, you kind of like alter the programming a little bit, make sure it's your jam.
No. Yesterday.
saw you guys hitting some bench. I was like, yeah,
That was Haley. It was on Haley's program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, barbell bench is not my jam. Above like 250 right now. Still working back to strength.
But that volume, what was the one the other day? Just 10 strict pull-ups and 10 bench.
Yeah, that's tough.
But it got hefty around.
Oh, when we did that, the other day. Yeah. It's good. What else? We got anything else you want to talk about, Scott?
I think that's it.
Ben? Feeling better?
You sick, Ben?
They tried to send him to the emergency room because his heart rate was too low.
How low?
It was 40 on the EKG, which is usually it's usually a little bit lower. But yeah, they were just freaking out.
Where were you? Like urgent care or
Fast
something?
pace.
Yeah, that was probably a problem. I went to fast pace because I had gotten sick and I had starting to get fever and stuff. And if I'm just being honest, I wanted some prednisone.
Yeah, of course.
Why don't you call Tim?
Tim doesn't take my insurance.
Oh.
So anyways, yeah, I show up and I was telling him everything's wrong, and the nurse goes, "Your heart rate's so low." I mean, it was 42, and I was like,
You're like, that's not why I'm here.
I was like, "What is it?" You know, Freya was like, "What is it?" She's like, "It's 42." I was like, "Oh no."
It's
I said,
4.
I said, "That's kind of high," and she was like, "High," and she's like, "Okay." And then the doctor comes in and she says, "We're gonna do an EKG on you." So they do 2 EKGs, and she goes, "Okay, so I'm gonna have an ambulance come pick you up, take you straight to the emergency room." And I was like, "Wait, what? What's going on?" And she said, "Your heart rate's just way too low."
To be fair, at most of those places, not all, they have no idea what they're doing.
No, she had
and they
no
will
idea.
freak out
She
if
had-
someone's
she had-
gonna die.
I haven't left the review yet, but I'm going to. And she was like, "How much do you run?"
You're a
And
review
I was
guy,
like,
huh?
"Well, I'm not a runner." I said, "I do CrossFit."
She looks at your belly and she's like, "Yeah, you need to go to the emergency room."
I guess that's what it was. And I was like, "I'm not a runner." I said, "I just do CrossFit." And
Is that like High Rocks?
yeah, she
Yeah.
had no idea. And but I was like, "Can we not do that?" And she said, "Well, you can decline the service fee to sign this form." And so I signed this thing. And of course, I didn't go. But and then I think
What's your standard resting heart rate?
like 36.
Yeah, probably about that.
And then so when I was going
You
to
can
leave,
just show her your Whoop data and be like,
I
hey,
told her, I was like, I have heart rate data for like the past 4 years, and but she didn't. She just disregarded that. But when she was like, okay, she's like, she comes back in. She says, ER is expecting you, and I was like, well, what about all this? And she said, about what? I said, well, I'm sick, and she was like, what's going on with you? And I was like,
That's why I'm here.
I know. That's why I told her everything. She's like, okay. She's like, she goes, you used to have a sinus infection. I called it in. I called it an antibiotic for you. I was like, okay. So I went to Walmart. She never called it in.
Oh my gosh.
Did she ask where you usually go?
Well, yeah, when they had it on my form, that's where I've always went.
She probably called the police too. I mean, he was all offended about you were saying he would take pain pills, but here he is just like trying to get to fix a prednisone.
Prednisone's not a pain pill.
I need fix, man.
Dude,
Prednisone is great.
dude, well,
Man, it's been like 3 years since I've had prednisone.
I've had this before and took prednisone, and dude, it zaps it like that.
Really?
It does.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it just like, it heightens everything. I will say, the last time I came off prednisone, though,
Dude, it hits you well because you probably trashed your body thinking you felt like.
Yeah,
last time I did that, I was like, "Oh, I'm back."
no, dude.
I can go individual and I can win. I can win the CrossFit Games.
I came
and
off
it was
and
like
I
a
was
7-day dose pack. By the end of the 7 days, I felt like Tin Man.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no,
Whoopsie daisy.
What did I do?
I didn't feel that, dude. I was depressed.
really
Like, it had never done this for me.
Oh,
And like,
man.
I was just like,
turned a corner.
couldn't do anything. Like, it was the day I just came off of it, and I was like, I don't know how else to explain. I've never had like depression, but like if you have that every day, dude, that sucks.
Did you ever hear Darren's story
No.
about the last time when he got poison ivy really bad? So Tim gave him prednisone, but they were going home to Michigan the day after, and they stopped like in Cincinnati or something. He said he woke up at 3 a.m. and just went down to the fitness center and worked out for 4 hours straight. He just felt
3 in the morning?
Yeah, he was like, I
Oh,
don't know
dude.
what to do.
Oh,
Because
you
it messes
woke
with your
it?
sleep.
Yeah, I'll wake up 5 a.m. and I feel like a god.
Ready to go.
And oh, dude, yeah, I feel so good.
I was sleeping like 4 hours on it and just like ready to rock.
It's hard to fall asleep, yeah.
It is hard to fall, but you don't need it.
No.
You don't need the sleep.
It's like we were walking through that German museum, and they had a little, what was it called? I don't know the medical name basically for it, but when they started the whole Blitzkrieg, when they went east and just started, or west and started just taking countries, Hitler was giving these guys meth.
Yeah.
So they just stay awake for 3 and 4 days just because the whole nature of the game was like fast war basically. And yeah, they were just giving them meth.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a little bottle of it in their empty bottle, but
samples.
I forgot what
Costco
they called
samples.
it, but
Sample of it, yeah.
Just get try
they're
this.
basically just like
Dip a
keep them
toothpick in it.
going for 3 or 4 days and just go. Just giving them meth, prednisone.
Wow. Yeah, prednisone. Today's prednisone.
So,
What movie plot did that just make me think of? Oh, we already talked about it. I've already promoted this. Crap. Now the Chris Pratt one.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
everybody
Sherman
loved
List.
that. Everybody
Journalist.
loved it on
Yeah.
the
Yeah, everyone seems to love that.
loves
Says
it.
the book is way better is what most of what the comments said. Books.
Yep. All right,
Where are you on Presidents, by the way?
I'm still on Grant. Grant's Ulysses S. Grant. So after Leadville, I would do
off.
that kind of on my like cardio. If I don't have to think in a workout and my brain can I can shut it off and I need, just something to feed it. That's when I was listening to him. So now that I'm like, I'll start getting back on the bike and doing some more zone 2 type stuff. I'll start listening.
Okay.
Because I can't count and read at this or listen to something.
Yeah, I'm not
that I
really
have to
paying
pay
attention.
attention
I can.
So I'm in, and it's a long, dense book. It's good. It's pretty good. Like he's become president for a couple years. Basically, his whole presidency, there was a lot of like corruption and stuff and whatever, but he was just too nice and not gullible, but just like saw the good in people and probably took on, got involved with people that he thought were good-hearted and good-natured. So good dude though. Good book so far.
When will you get back on the bike? This is
This year, so that's the plan. We'll do the Mayhem on the mountain, which I got to figure out the criteria for it this year. We might add a run to it. We might do.
that's cool.
I was thinking maybe 18 hours last man standing, or 18 hours. 1 hour you do the mountain bike loop. 1 hour you do the road loop. It's a similar distance, but it's a little bit easier. And then I thought about for the third hour, you run the top over here. So it'd be like, it's like 1.6, almost 2 miles-ish, something like that. And you just keep rotating that. That's an idea. I haven't really, and we got to throw the bench in there somehow. Bless you.
Yeah.
I want to get rid of the bike erg or some version of the bike erg because last year, way too many people were like, "Oh, I'm just going to bike erg."
Make
I
'em
didn't
run.
like that.
Do just a run option.
Well, but I'm like, the road is doable for a lot of people, and then
Yeah.
maybe you have to like if you feel. You can still participate. Maybe get a smaller. I still got to order the belt buckles, but you get a smaller belt buckle if you do road and bike erg, and run basically. So I don't know.
And then
Tosh
24 in the
talked
Canyon.
about
By the way,
24 in the Canyon.
we're signed up for 24 in the Canyon. So if people want to join us,
Do 24 in the Canyon. It's a great time. It's cool thing to support money for cancer survivors.
Harrington Cancer Society,
which it's awesome. It's just a fun event. We're going to be down in Amarillo at CrossFit 806 talking about getting there maybe on Friday morning or Thursday, working out if people are in town for that, but maybe doing a little affiliate tour on the way down. So if you're a Mayhem affiliate, we're going to try to make it to you. And then I'm going to do the stage race at Leadville.
That's right.
So it's 3 days. You're doing the whole course of Leadville. Man, I don't enjoy long endurance training. So 9 hours is just like, I have to change so much to do that. So this year I'm going to try to do the stage race while still doing mostly CrossFit and riding 2, sometimes 3 days a week so I can get a back-to-back day, but not every day, man. I just kind of got burnt out doing that, but I want to see how it goes. Curtis is doing Leadman, so we'll be out there for that.
Oh, is it the run and the bike?
It's like multiple runs, multiple bikes. There's like 5 events. He's got to do 5 of the 6.
6 events, 4 weekends.
6 events, 4 weekends. So he's got to do the 100. Basically, he's got to do the 50.
There's a marathon. There's a 50-mile run, a 50-mile mountain bike, a 10K run, a 100-mile run, a 100-mile bike.
He's got to do all of them.
I think that's all.
Gosh.
So Curtis
He's built for it, though.
Yeah, Curtis is a psycho. So we're gonna document. Scott's gonna go out and document kind of the whole thing, just showing like, hey, Mayhem athletes aren't just whatever. And Curtis is a cool dude. So it's
he's our DEI hire. God. Wait, really? I can't say that anymore.
I don't care. He's not a DEI hire. Dude's a good dude.
No, I'm just saying. It does equal us out a little bit.
It'll be cool.
That was common knowledge.
He's Blexican, right?
Yeah.
The best was we were sitting there.
Yeah.
At hunting camp, and Curtis is he's Mexican and black, and so Ben just looks at him and goes, "What are you?" And Ben has never really met Curtis. He's just like, "What are you?" And Curtis says,
I don't remember now, but it was. I think he said probably his mom was Native American, part Native American,
Latin American or something.
It was something I did not expect.
He's got some Native
and
American.
Curtis and Ben goes, but
no, there was no Native American. That's what it was.
That's the craziest part. There is no Native American.
Yeah, he's it was just Mexican,
but he said it some other way, and Ben just could not.
Like, I don't.
He was
believe
like
you.
Ben wanted more information, and so.
No, I said he was. I thought he was Incan.
And it was just funny. Ben never, and Curtis is just very like, and at the beginning, Ben would ask questions, right? And Curtis and he would be like, if this is a stupid question, like, tell me. Curtis like, no, there's no stupid questions. Curtis just real like here.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the week, he goes, Ben, that was a stupid question.
He's like, he's the kind of guy that like really won't make fun of you until he knows you.
And then he's like, then it's not even like a.
Just like subtle digs.
It's just a subtle dig, but you're like, oh, that kind of hurt.
Before that trip, I hadn't met him when he came here and brought you the camper.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, man, this guy thinks I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Because it's just subtle.
But Curtis is a man. So, yeah.
Well, no, I was scared to ask him questions because we first went to get the tags. I think I said something like, I just asked, I was like, if you don't kill something, I was like, can you just
turn it back?
Like, turn your tag back in.
You were a moron.
He goes, what a stupid question to ask. And I'm like, I thought it was a good question.
I thought it was a good question.
I don't know anything. And then from there, I was like scared to ask him questions. And then I guess just being in the woods with somebody for that long, I was finally like, I was like, I don't care. I'm just gonna ask him, what are you?
What are you?
What mixture are you?
What are you? So
and what are we?
Yeah, so we're gonna showcase Curtis and what he's doing, his whole crew, and doing some cool stuff. And then, man, if you got anybody else that's a Mayhem athlete that's doing some cool stuff, let us know. We're gonna start doing some community pieces on some athletes.
Love it.
Love it.
Only like current events we haven't talked about, and I don't think there's that much to it personally, but like I'm surprised we didn't talk Super Bowl.
I didn't even watch it.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. You were gone. Yeah.
It was 12:30
You didn't miss
in the
much.
morning. I woke up I woke up and it was on the news. Turned the TV on to wake everybody up in the room because we had to get up early. And it was a reporter speaking German on the street on Bourbon Street, and all it was green jerseys passing by.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, Eagles probably won.
Yeah.
And I went down to breakfast, and that's all I could find
That
out.
was it.
And then Scott was like, man, the Eagles blew out the Chiefs. So
Yeah, they did.
your
Scott's got an
conspiracy
opinion.
theory's done, Angelo.
Hey.
Debunked.
I want to say something.
Yep.
So Kanye, did you see his commercial thing?
So good.
The teeth commercial?
Yeah. He's like,
So good.
But did you look at the link, Angelo?
No.
the link takes you is Yeezy.com, takes you to his website. He has one shirt for sale, and it's a white T-shirt with a swastika.
No way.
Swear, go look it up. Yeezy.com.
Oh,
Yes,
my.
Swastika?
is that how you say it?
Swastika.
The Nazi
Nazi
symbol.
Swastika.
Yeah.
But like,
I was
the
like, but why,
visual was
though?
him in his car, right? It was just
No,
in
it's
his
him in
car.
like a dentist
Yeah, he was in a dentist
wasn't
chair. He's like, ain't got
Oh,
no
Oh.
money, spit on these teeth.
spend it all. On,
Check out Yeezy.com. That's all it was. And then you go to Yeezy.com and he's just selling those T-shirts.
No way.
Swear, dude.
Let's verify.
I
I happen
swear.
to have a computer in my pocket.
You're gonna get now.
It's their
you're gonna get a ton
$20.
of like Nazi.
Yeah,
Did you
propaganda.
see-
stuff?
Did you see his Twitter? Like 2 days ago, 3 days ago?
No.
It was like 20 tweets, all caps. I can't probably read a single one.
Oh,
They're all so
I
bad.
Can't, I don't.
Okay,
This stuff doesn't pop up on my.
No, well,
I don't go actively searching
was-
on Twitter.
dude,
I just
he's-
have like a
people
feed.
were talking about it, so then I went to
okay.
look, and it
Yeah.
is crazy.
He's out of control.
Him, AB too. AB is pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He's a pretty
AB's
fun-
like not even close to is off the
Yeah.
wall as
What's
Kanye.
what's
CT ESPN.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
what is Yeezy's like excuse for being crazy? At least
I don't
like
know.
he just
Bipolar.
oh,
He is
okay.
bipolar.
he doesn't
I
have
think
one.
that's
I
like-
think he's I don't think he
When
has
he went
it.
off the rails, like his wife was Kim Kardashian, right? Like I'm pretty sure all of his friends were like, "Hey, he's got
Well,
mental
no, I'm
issues." You guys
saying
are.
I think he doesn't claim to have any reason. I think he just like
Yeah, he's
says-
like, "I'm a crazy artist, and
Yeah.
I'm on the next level. You guys can't understand me."
yeah, I think
But
that's
I'm
what
pretty
he
sure
says.
that that's like what a lot of bipolar
He's got
people would say.
something going
Yeah.
on. He's got something.
He,
Yeezy.com says something went wrong. What happened? The store's unavailable. So
okay.
I'm getting that too. They took it down.
uh,
Yeah.
I think I screenshotted it though.
that's wild.
I also think
wild.
his whole thing is that he has what appears to be so much money that he just can do whatever he wants. It doesn't matter.
Probably.
I would say that buying a Super Bowl commercial that goes to
Yeah.
a
you're just
website with
blowing
Nazi
money.
propaganda is
Yeah, you
probably
got a
evidence
few
that he's
money.
got
Yeah,
way too much money. What? I know you've got thoughts on the game, or no?
no, not
Halftime
really.
show?
I didn't watch anything.
Oh, okay.
I literally
Oh,
did.
you were gone too. Sorry.
Yeah,
Halftime
I-
show is
yeah, what am I talking about?
fine.
I woke up and I
Everybody
checked
was.
the
I
score.
saw comments online where people were all pissed off about it, but
Every time I'm watching it with Madison, I go, I can't wait to see all the tweets about how racist this is, or how controversial it is, or how this is demonic
not
in some way. And
or
I'm
not
like,
entertaining, or
I'm
whatever.
like, it's just a.
You're
This
not
guy.
gonna make everybody happy when you've got
I'm like,
billions of people watching. Some people are gonna be mad. Some people are gonna love it. It is what it is.
it's just a halftime
I didn't
show.
watch it though.
Sorry.
I don't.
For
I
me, it was
honestly,
like-
I don't know any of Kendrick Lamar's songs.
Yeah, in the
whatsoever,
room that
so-
I was in, 17 and under were fired up.
Oh yeah.
17 and over were just like,
Okay.
And
I-
to be fair, like back to your like, I can't hear things anymore. I would rather watch the Super Bowl in my own living room
Yeah.
than like at a party
Yep.
because
Yeah.
they're
If I ever
talking and
go
like
to
loud
a-
stuff, and I
if the
couldn't hear it.
Lions ever make it, I'll either be at the game or I'll be by myself because the profanities that I yell at the TV cannot be heard in public.
But even like, or at any party, like no matter how good the sound is, you can't hear. Like kids are yelling and
Yeah.
you've got plates clanking and whatever. So
Well,
I couldn't hear it very well. But I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan.
Tom
I was
Brady
like,
was-
It just wasn't as big as I expected.
Tom Brady was good as an announcer. I
Was
really
he?
like. Yeah, I really liked.
I feel like the reviews are mixed on him. I like it.
He's
I
been
mean,
I thought it
getting
was
better
good.
as the
He's
year
getting
goes
better.
on.
I
Yeah.
His
do
insight was
miss Greg
good.
Olson. Greg Olson was like I enjoyed his kind of commentary with stuff. That
I
went on.
thought Tom's insight was just good. Like, cause who
Who
did
knows better?
about the Super Bowl exactly about the stress of the Super Bowl? He was good to
Did you
talk
see
about.
his
I
Sunday
liked it.
conversation with Caleb Presley? It's
Sure
a
enough,
must
Ben.
watch before the Super Bowl. It's so funny. You have to watch it. It's like 7 minutes long, and I don't want to spoil it, but he sets him up.
Oh wait, I saw some of it.
The Hail Mary thing, he sets him up. Oh, it's so good.
I don't
Just
know
go
what
watch it. I was going to say, though, about the halftime show. There's no one more excited about that halftime show than anyone, like myself included, or like Tyler Christoffel. We were following the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef
yeah.
earlier
Oh, yeah.
last year. And then for him to like bring it to the mainstream and the halftime show is so funny.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
put that to sleep for sure.
And it's great because he's like it's kind of funny, just like microcosm thing, but like all the recent Trump going back and forth with Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Kendrick just to like smash on a Canadian guy at the Super Bowl. It was crazy.
Man, I will say, being in Europe and just kind of like joking with people, either people loved it and would joke back and forth about Trump, or people were just like, wah, you know,
Yeah.
like Facundo. I love digging at him about Trump. He
Really doesn't
gets
like Trump?
so fired up. So it was fun.
I think I told you this, but I was in Ireland the first time Trump got elected, and it just happened to be that like I was in a town that had a Trump resort, and so they were very pro-Trump because they were all.
Man, some people loved him. It's like loved him or hated him, you know.
but then
it's
everywhere
like
else we went,
honestly, like a couple people were like, "Oh, you know, we think he's going to bring stability and peace back to the region," and some people are like, "He's just a loose cannon," and you're like,
Yeah, I think
both can be true, you know.
Yeah, I do think
like the executive order to ban paper straws
so
has to be
good.
the
So
biggest
good.
troll I think I've ever seen.
so
You're just
good.
like, okay, that's like
hilarious.
what's the purpose other than just to piss people off?
So funny.
And I'm kind of here for it, but you're kind of like, why?
Pick a different battle,
like,
but
you're
it's so funny.
whatever. You know, he's
Right.
doing exactly what he said he was going to do. So, yeah.
Oh, and Taylor Swift got booed at the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just like different angles, you know? Like, what if, you know, some of the video was from her being, like, you being with fans,
Yeah. I don't
you know, like in a pack of fans that didn't like her, and some being over in a.
I think what happened is it has nothing to do with Taylor Swift, but
all
the
too much
Eagles fans are crazy. They're just
know.
known.
Mostly
Bro.
Eagles
And
there,
as
yeah,
soon as
mostly
they
Eagles.
show someone that is associated with the Chiefs, they're gonna boo their
Yeah,
mind
1,000%.
off.
They like firebombed their own city to celebrate.
Did
Yeah,
you see the mostly peaceful the mostly peaceful
Guy's holding a freaking firework and he drops it and it like shoots off into the
In
crowd.
Philly,
And
is
he
this-
and then he
oh.
like picks it back up and shoots it off in the sky. Crazy.
I'm just talking about
It's
like
like
in
a
the
street
streets
light
in
down.
the
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah.
That's in the streets of Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were
afterwards,
ripping out traffic, like the poles
Crazy.
that hold up the lights. They're climbing them. They're ripping them out. They're starting couch fires. And the Philly will grease those poles in advance so that people
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
climb them,
I've seen them do
and they
that.
still climb them. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never understand.
Taylor's not
that.
safe in that environment.
I'll never understand the destroying your city after you win a
Right.
sports event. I don't get it.
I think it's the best way to celebrate.
It's funny, but I don't understand it.
And on the contrary, like when I was traveling Europe, like when I was super young, we happened to be in Portugal when they got into the Euro Cup final, which is, you know, next to the World Cup for them. It's like a huge deal. And soccer's the sport over there.
Oh, yeah.
And same thing happened. Like they qualified for the final, and literally, like we had to get out of our taxi cab. Like you couldn't drive. Like people were just mobbing the streets, climbing on statues and stuff, but not destroying things.
Yeah.
Singing songs, celebrating, drinking beer, like high fives and chest bumps. But it wasn't like, let's burn this shit down.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's Philly, man.
I think that's maybe
Yeah.
just Philly that does that.
100%.
Yeah.
Good one.
All right. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We kind of kept going after we said we were done.
Yep.
Yeah, for a while.
All right. Peace.